Hi, I'm Joe Cahill, and this time, for my second video, we're here at the Community Center in Cedar Run Apartments, and you'll be seeing me on September 21st. Now this time I decided to make a video because so many people, maybe even some of you watching, asked me questions about when I started writing my songs and also what inspired my songs. So that's what this video is about. In 2002, I was a professional singer singing in Presbyterian churches and sometimes Lutheran churches. And when the season was over, I would sing concerts in the summer. And people wanted me to sing less classical music and more music that was popular that they could tap their feet to. And I was working at the time putting together a Beatles tribute concert. And I sang it my own way, so it was like this sort of cabaret recital type thing. And in the middle of rehearsals, when they were done, I came home and I wrote these two poems. The one was called Lost Weekends, and the other was called Come With Me. And before I knew it, I had melodies in my head. And at first, I made up a logical excuse not to go through with it and just said to myself, oh well, that tune sounds really stupid. Get a real songwriter to set it to music for you. And I thought about doing it, but still, the melodies were there. Where does time go when it flies? Does it take a vacation, sunning on pink and white sands? That's the beginning of Lost Weekends. And Come With Me, the melody was in my head. And finally I just decided, let's stop putting up resistances and just see where this goes. There's no deadline to record this, and I'm not under the gun, I'm not under any contract, so let's just work with this and see what happens. I started recording in November of 2002 and came up with 10 original songs, recorded in New York's Lower East Side. The album was completed in 2004, March 2004, and it was released in May of 2004. And a lot of you out there listening to my music, you're still streaming it. Thank you. Now after that, I continued to record on the Lower East Side. I did a follow-up album, Kaleidoscope, and after that, later 2005, I recorded Framed. And what happened during this process was there was a punk influence coming in. It was there very subtle in Lost Weekends, and it became even more. It's funny how it happened, because usually when a rock singer or any kind of singer changes their style, like when they hear stories about people going punk rock, and it's because somebody stole your dog, or somebody did this, or somebody did that. And it was just that people reacted to my songs. One of my bass players said that my early song, Persian Flu, was a punk song, so I figured, let's work with this. And I realized I could create disturbing lyrics that were not explicit, and that was my style. We recorded Framed in 2005, and then in 2007, I went to Midtown Manhattan to record Reverberations, and I was ready to record my next album, Politically Avant-Garde, had the songs ready. I had moved to Barnegat with my mom in August of 2007. In October of 2007, I got hit by a car crossing Barnegat Boulevard and Route 9, and I had to have surgery on my shoulder and my knee. And when I was done with the surgery and the rehabs and I was able to walk, I went into the recording studio in Vernon and recorded Politically Avant-Garde. And every year after that was another one. Back in Blue, 2009, Vanishing Acts, 2010, Eclectic Plastic Factory, back in New York, 2011, Rock and Recital, 2012, and in 2014, I released I Reinvent. And during the course of that time, my mom had dementia, and I became her caregiver. And some of the songs had this urgent, very rough sound, although I didn't write about my life, but I created this frantic sound in the music. And then I moved to Virginia for a couple of years, and I came back to the Jersey Shore. And for a while, I wasn't performing and I wasn't writing, and the pandemic happened, and I got inspired to write The Cure. I went to I went to Orchard Studios in Atlantic County and recorded that in 2022. Came out in 2023. And now I have a new album, UFO, in 2024. And sometimes songs happen right away, and other times they take 5 or 6 years to create. But I learned patience with the process, and I realize now that I'm a classically trained singer who can write rock and roll. And there's going to be more songs, and stay tuned. And this video is coming to you during Oktoberfest, and I'm going to go celebrate.